I managed to save this guy right here from the electric chair in 14 days. Now, this was no easy task because he's got a whole lot of attitude and no desire to fight back against bogus charges. For that matter though, what's his name and how did he even end up in this situation to begin with? Meet Hector Van Damon, a 42-year-old man from Fort Worth, Texas. As it turns out, Hector is in fact a criminal, but only a petty one at that. The reason behind his pending execution is due to the fact that he was implicated in an attack, specifically for detonating a bomb at a government building in Dallas, Texas, and thanks to a massively flawed trial, Hector is given the death penalty by the court, leading to his current situation, in which you are now tasked with solving. Because Hector maintains his innocence, it's going to take effort to piece together the events that actually happened and clear his name and save his life. So, what are we waiting for? Let's begin! From the first day, we're given free rein to pick out what activities we want to do with Hector, and because our purpose isn't to sit around, we can begin by taking time to check out what activities we can get him to do, in addition to the items that we can buy for him and his cell. Taking a look at the clipboard in the upper right corner shows us the stats that we will have to balance in order to keep Hector in line, while also improving his reformed process, which needs to increase if we want to save him. With these key mechanics under consideration, it's time to get Hector to spend some energy. Let's send him to work for some cash. Okay, obviously, he's not taking this seriously. And one thing I noticed while playing this game, especially when you're letting Hector work, is the age that shows. What do I mean by it? Well, try to see how much money I have, how much money I make. You can barely see it because of the bright text on bright background. You can barely see anything. You can even hear it in my gameplay narration. I can't see the text very well. It's yellow on white, so I can't really see anything. But it looks like we're making some money, which is, well, we need money. So he doesn't know, he doesn't want to work. Okay, not a problem. Doesn't seem like a good idea to do this. Okay, so he has $110 right now. I cannot see that. I don't know how much money I have for sure, but it looks like 210 maybe? Something like that. Okay, so let's get him a soccer ball and let's get him some dumbbells. A barbell. Yeah, dumbbell. Alright. So, as you can see, my gameplay on the first day is starting out not too bad, making some money already, bought him a soccer ball and a dumbbell, and with the day about to end, I tried to strike up a conversation with him, but once again, the age of the game comes up again, and this happens. What is what was your alibi that day? Failed to find bot. Okay, so obviously, how are you? Okay, not a problem. We'll let him go. Lift some weights. Oh man. Let's see if we can get him to go back to work at laundry, because laundry seemed to be giving us some good money. Okay. Alright, so that's one day there. He went to sleep by walking, which is pretty cool. Day 2. Let's get him to start working. As I send him off to kitchen duty, he still doesn't want to work at all. But nonetheless, he's gonna have to continue because, well, we need money. So after making some money, I decided to pay a visit to the clues section, which is basically a mini game where you have to click randomly across a cell in order to find 8 pieces of evidence. Maybe in the pillowcase? Click the mouse. I got nothing so far. Having been unable to find any evidence whatsoever, I decided to send him back to work. Let's get him to the metal shop. Why did he just stand up again? Okay, nothing I can do here. Ah, there we go. Got a piece of evidence. And with that came the highlight of the second day. I was able to find the first piece of evidence, and that was pretty much all of the activity that happened for that day. So I say we just hit it right off the bat. Let's just get him to start breaking rocks. Yeah. But it looks like so far his health is going down and his mood is going down. And I'm going to safely assume that if his mood goes down far enough, he's not going to bother working with us. And now the fact that Hector has fallen ill, I decided to go with the classic saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Even though I thought that was a good idea, obviously, it appears that the receiving end wasn't so appreciative. Uh-oh, he feels sick. As you just witnessed, the apple, although restoring some of his health, did in fact tank his mood really bad. So here you can see how delicate you have to balance his mood and health, because things would go horribly wrong the very next day. You see, because his health and mood were down significantly, I wanted to see if there was a food that would help raise both of them at the same time, so I decided to try a piece of broccoli. Maybe he would like it. Obviously, I was wrong. Really wrong. Because giving him a piece of broccoli tanked his mood so bad to the point he didn't even want to work with us anymore, and it leads to this scene. Starting on my second run, this time I decided to buy as much items as possible. I tried to get items that I didn't have in the previous run, and as a result, I was able to pick up more evidence. And basically, I was able to collect all of the evidence by buying all of the items, but shortly you'll see why this doesn't matter. In addition to this, I also found another mechanic that changed the game completely. You see, Hector has a randomized job that he really enjoys, and if you manage to pick it out of all of the other jobs, you're given a nice speed bonus in which he generates $10 roughly every 2 seconds. This of course allows you to build up money really fast. And using this trick, I was able to purchase all of the upgrades and items for his cell. And the last game-changing item that I discovered was the book, in which you could pay money in order to raise one of the stats of any of his moods. It was the second to last day before Hector's execution, and I actually wasted the day by playing tic-tac-toe with Hector, and it was here that I discovered that my respect stat was simply too low for Hector to do any other activity that I wanted to do. Now, on the 14th and final day, I realized that there was a huge problem. You remember how we collected all 8 pieces of evidence? Well, that didn't end the game as I thought it would, and with only the computer left as the final item to purchase, I desperately attempted to get Hector to work for the money to buy it. But as you could probably guess, we simply did not have enough time, and as the day passed, well, this was the ending of Hector Van Damon. Despite your best efforts, Hector Van Damon was marched to the electric chair where he met his death. Until his very last breath, he maintained his innocence. Perhaps there was something more you could have done? Absolutely, I agree that there was something more that I could have done. So let's get back in for the third run. This time, I'm going to combine all of the strategy and tactics that I picked up from my previous 2 runs and save Hector Van Damon. The first task that I set off to do was to find Hector's favorite job. After sending him to mop some floors, that clearly was not the right job. So, taking him out of the job, I tested out to see how he would like mowing the grass. And as it turns out, that was the winner. For the majority of the day, I built up a lot of money. This allowed me to upgrade his bed with sheets, and it would be here later that I would soon discover a game-breaking exploit that will help me win the game. And you also remember the book, don't you? Well, using the book, I was able to raise his work ethic, which, when it's raised, he works even faster. Combine that with the job he likes, You pretty much have infinite money in this game. So now, with a high work ethic and a whole lot of cash, I decided to get him the most expensive item in the entire game, the computer, first, before getting any of the other necessities. This was the one item that I missed the last run, so I wanted to see what would happen if I got it now. And a few short minutes later, after working some more, I finally got Hector every single item he could possibly ever have. And with how hard he works, he runs out of energy, well, rather quickly, and to combat this, here's the trick that I mentioned earlier. You see, if Hector's low on energy and you need to refill it fast, all you have to do is spam the go to sleep button as fast as you can while turning off the lights, but only for 2 seconds. And then after that, turn it back on and just keep spamming the sleep button. Basically, he'll keep getting energy, and when you turn out the lights, he'll also get a mood boost, which is super effective for fixing him up to work some more. Now, Hector's stats are near perfect, but with low respect, we aren't going to get any further progress. So, I had to boost that with the book, and because we have so much money, that wasn't a problem at all. With respect over 50 in addition to a high reformed percentage, I felt that the time was right for him to try his hand at emailing the governor for a pardon. Sure enough, it's a success, and we're given a code, and quickly typing it into the box, we are given this ending. Going to the link that they provide you will bring you to their page advertising their RPG series, Swords and Sandals. There's nothing about death row anymore. In fact, there's not even a video or walkthrough or discussion anywhere online that I could find that even shows the true ending on Fizzy.com. It's shocking. So yeah, that's basically the gist of Death Row, the game where you have 14 days to save Hector Van Damen from the electric chair. So whether or not you intend to play this game to truly save Hector, or just fool around by turning the light switch on and off until he, well, unalives himself, or restrain him until he does the same thing, it's up to you. And it still is great fun to play. So if you've never played Death Row before, I strongly recommend you to go try it. It's an interesting twist that they put on the Tamagotchi style take care of your virtual pet game into a prisoner reformation game. And it's a very interesting concept, and surprisingly holds up very well and still is an enjoyable experience even in today's time.